Earth, and welcome to Real Shame, a show where the two of us talk about our list of movie blind spots. My earthling name, her human name is Andy. I don't know why I'm saying that.
I don't know. And I'm also known as Adam.
And last time on Monday, I'm loopy right now. Last time on Monday, we talked about a Studio Ghibli Studio Ghibli film. I'm calling it Ghibli. Not the first grandfathered in Studio Ghibli film, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind from 1984. Adam decided to pair that with Castle in the Sky, which is technically the first, as you said, the first Studio Ghibli release. Neither of these films I've ever seen, and you've also
never seen,
not seen, but it's my week to talk about my list of shame. So I guess we'll just dive right in.
Oh, let me get a little summary real quick.
Let you do, you do it.
Right? So while fleeing from pirates, Shita befriends Pazu, and together they seek to find a mysterious floating city named Laputa, which is a castle in the sky. I don't know if they say Laputa like that, but I say it like that.
Sounds a little funny when you say it like that.
This came out in 1986. It's written and directed by Hayao Miyazaki. And like I said, it's a movie that we both haven't seen, but let's let Andy jump into it and talk about how he feels about it.
All right. So Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, we were in agreement on as far as it's a decent film. It's okay, but we didn't blow our long hair back.
Nope.
But it was all right. I enjoyed this film a lot. Castle in the Sky, that is. Again, Nausicaa, decent. Castle in the Sky, I was really into it. I thought it was really, really action-packed. It's just a lot of fun. Both movies, I think I mentioned this last episode, they do have a lot of flying in them. There's a lot of flying from place to place. But this movie, it was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. You've got Pazu, who finds Shita as she literally falls from the sky with her magic crystal because she came from the Laputa people.
Yeah, Laputa.
She's the princess, the long lost princess, but she literally falls from the sky. He grabs her. They find themselves chased by secret agents, Musca, that's his name, right? Yeah. Musca. And the government, the military, Mama Fratelli and her gang, basically.
From Goonies.
Right? Mama Fratelli. No, what's her name? Mama Ola or Dola? The Dola gang. The Dola gang is chasing them. But it really makes for, I feel like, a thrilling story. Because I felt, to me, I think you kind of mentioned that Nausicaa is a little bit slow, and I agree. I felt this film was snappy. I mean, this film moved. Basically, he finds, he gets Sheeta, he snatches Sheeta as she falls from the sky, and they're off. They're getting chased by the military. They're getting chased by Musca, whatever you say his name. They're getting chased by the Dola gang. They're flying. They're getting to the castle in the sky. You've got these giant robots that are coming to life and destroying stuff, which remind me a lot of the Great Warriors in Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of similar.
Oh, I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that, which was why I was putting my notes.
It did remind me of that. I'll let you mention that. It did remind me of that too. But no, I thought this movie was really, really fun, action-packed, even at 2 hours long. I never felt like it dragged. I liked it.
Yep.
You?
100% agree.
Cool.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, this movie kind of starts out, I don't want to say with a bang, but all of a sudden you have this girl that falls off this air dirigible, right?
Oh, crap.
And you're like, what's going to happen to her? And then she's like floating down, right? And so that's really cool. I love the train sequence stuff. It's really cool and interesting. There's a lot of action beats. So like you said, it keeps this movie kind of going at a swift pace. Yeah. And I don't feel like it's as slow and as meandering and as like contemplative as the last movie was, right?
Yeah.
So this one kind of feels more like actiony and stuff like that. So I definitely agree with 100% of that. The thing, I want to point out was that those robots remind me a lot of the Max Fleischer Superman stuff and robots,
Same here,
which we talked about too. And
Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought this movie was really cool. I like that. It's like, I guess it was her uncle came in, and he was also, because you find out that Sheeta's full name, and I don't have it written down in my notes, means that she is the princess of Laputa. Mm-hmm. And then her uncle says that his full name, or he's a secret agent, but you find out he's like her uncle or someone else that's heir to the throne, and that's why he takes it over, and he has that full name. That means, I thought that was kind of cool and ingenious. And then you find out like this Castle in the Sky is like maybe like some kind of like has these massive weapons of destruction
Yeah.
and it's capable of all this stuff. Was really cool.
Yeah.
And the robots are just really sad, honestly. Like when you get to that, you get there and you just kind of see like, you know, obviously nature is taking its course and things have grown, but these kind of robots have like, I got like Wall-E vibes from it. Obviously, you know, this movie came out well before that. Yeah. And I also got like Avatar: The Last Airbender vibes from it with like the Air Tribe, the Air Nation, and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of interesting kind of stuff in there that I really liked. I like that mixture. Yeah. And I feel like the movie is just more cohesive than we got with Nausicaa.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and like you said, contemplative, and Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind was a little more like that. And, you know, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, we didn't really touch on it, but it has more kind of like an environmental kind of message, you know, about being good to the earth and you know, the earth will be good to you kind of thing. Not a bad message at all. I'm not saying that, but I don't think this movie has any real kind of message. Yeah. It's just more a straightforward kind of action film, and I think it delivers with all of that. I really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree on that.
Good stuff. This one.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else on my notes that I wanted to call out on that movie. It's, you know, like you said, the last one, this is the first official Studio Ghibli movie that came, because this movie came out in 86. Studio Ghibli was kind of opened in the summer of 1985. And, you know, Hayao Miyazaki would go on and direct numerous other movies, you know, like Porco Rosso, My Neighbor Totoro, you know, Spirited Away, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, bring on other directors and stuff. So I think he's getting into his stride a little bit with this movie.
Yeah. More
than with Nausicaa. So, what did the critics have to say about this movie?
They were positive. Once again, 96% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, 91% audience score. And Leonard Maltin, he gave Nausicaa the Valley of the Wind 3.5 stars. He gave this one a perfect 4 stars.
There you go.
He really enjoyed Castle in the Sky.
I agree with Maltin.
Old Leonard. Yeah, this is a really, really fun movie.
Yeah. You know, and I think there is a little bit of eco-ness in this, because they talk about a little bit of how like that stone, the crystals from the earth and should belong to the earth and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff there.
Okay, fine. It's got a message too.
But I like Nausicaa. I would like to go back into this world again. Like, I would like to see more about it. Like, especially with the underground stuff and like that old prospector dude. He reminded me a lot of Will Ferrell from SNL.
Cinnamon and gravy.
Gus Chickens.
Yeah.
You know, when Fonzie was talking to chickens. Awesome stuff.
But be careful. There's quicksand. And there is quicksand in Nausicaa.
There you go. Okay. All right, we're off the rails.
Walter Brennan. Okay.
So for this movie, we chose a viewer question, and we kind of amended it a bit. But what is our favorite Studio Ghibli movie we've seen so far?
Which is a short list, admittedly.
It's a short list for both of us. So why don't you go over the movies that you've seen with Ghibli, and then I'll go over my list, and then we can kind of talk about them or pick one out.
Yeah. So the very first Studio Ghibli movie I saw was Spirited Away.
Yep.
And at that time, I had no idea it was Studio Ghibli. I didn't know what Studio Ghibli was. But Spirited Away was one of the movies that came out, I believe, in 2001. And I remember it getting a lot of buzz, a lot of critical buzz at the time. And so I rented it, you know, because I don't think it was showing in any theaters near where I lived. But I rented it when it came out on DVD or video or whatever. And I remember watching it with some friends of mine, and you know, I rented it, and I was like, oh, let's watch this animated movie. And they're like, stupid, this is lame. So, you know, for the first maybe 20 minutes of the movie, we're kind of like making fun of it or whatever. Yeah. And then we realized this is good. Yeah, so we just like shut up and watched the rest of the movie. But so that's the first movie I saw. And then that was way back in like 2001, 2002, whatever. Since then, in the last 5 or 10 years is when I watched Grave of the Fireflies, which is another really, really critically acclaimed. I mean, just about all of them are critically acclaimed. Yeah. Grave of the Fireflies, and I watched The Secret World of Ariete. And now I've seen Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind and Castle in the Sky. So I've seen 5 total Studio Ghibli movies. But I will say, on the strength of these 2 that we watched this week, because I have copies of the rest of them, I want to watch the rest of them.
Yeah, me too.
And I plan on it.
And I think we have... Oh, yeah, to get into that, one thing I want to watch for the show that I haven't seen is Porco Rosso. Okay. So I hear that's really good.
All right.
It's about a like 1930s like bomber pilot that gets cursed and turned into a pig, human pig.
More flying.
Yeah. Hayao Miyazaki likes airplanes and stuff like that because he has like, like The Wind Rises and a bunch of stuff about like flying and stuff like that in his CV.
Yeah.
So for me, the first Studio Ghibli movie I've seen was Howl's Moving Castle. I don't remember much about it. All the Studio Ghibli movies I've seen in theaters, I saw at the Angelica. Because Angelica does in the summer like this couple month long thing where every week they'd play a new Studio Ghibli movie. So I'd get a chance. So a couple years ago, I was like, all right, I need to see some more of these movies. So I kind of made it a point to see it. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I've seen Howl's Moving Castle. So I watched Princess Mononoke. I watched Spirited Away. I watched My Neighbor Totoro, which in watching it, a kid behind me was so excited he was spoiling the movie for me because he's seen it probably a dozen times.
Just punched him in the face.
He's seen it probably a dozen times on home video, and it was my first time seeing it. He's like, "Oh, Totoro does this in the next scene." I'm just like, "Okay,
damn it.
I guess I do."
Well, that ruins that.
And then did I say I watched Spirited Away?
I don't think so. No.
And Spirited Away, I think is kind of where I was. So I've seen a little bit more than you have.
Yeah.
On that in these movies, heard great things about, like I said, Porco Rosso. Want to watch that and some of the other stuff. I haven't seen like Ponyo. Looked kind of not great, but I picked it up because the steelbook was cool.
Yeah,
and all that kind of stuff. So again, there's probably a lot more we need to watch movie wise, but that's kind of where we stand right now with Studio Ghibli movies. Yeah. So of the 5 or 6 you've seen, what stands out as your favorite?
I mean, it's difficult for me. I saw Spirited Away so long ago.
Yeah.
I really, really need to revisit it because I remember absolutely loving it when my friends and I said, and my friends also really loved it too. When we all kind of settled down and stopped kind of making fun of it and like, oh, stupid anime movie, we really enjoyed it. Yeah. But it's not fresh in my mind at all. I just remember really, really enjoying it. I thought Secret World of Arrietty was okay.
The Borrowers.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was okay. I remember being. I didn't really like Grave of the Fireflies, and I'm very much in the minority.
I hear that's the one I hear the most positive things about.
Yeah, so I'm very much in the minority on that. It's very sad.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I will tell you that, but. There was a couple of things, and I'm not going to mention anything specific, because we might watch it one day for the show or whatever. But there was a couple of things about it that rubbed me the wrong way. So I was not a big fan of the Grave of the Fireflies. But I'm going to have to say, I think going into, like, when we were kind of talking about doing this question, I think going into it, my answer was going to be Spirited Away. But at this time, my answer is Castle in the Sky is my favorite, I think, out of the 5. The 5. And I know it's a short list, so I've watched all of them, I may have a far different list. But out of the 5 that we watched so far, I enjoyed Castle in the Sky the most.
I think you stole my answer.
Oops. I was going to say Spirited Away, just to be fair. I like literally until I watched Castle in the Sky for the show, and then I was like, oh, this movie's awesome.
I need to revisit Spirited Away because that movie like takes a turn, and I wasn't really expecting it, and so that kind of caught me off guard a little bit, and. The tone in My Neighbor Totoro is also a little weird. So I guess I'm more expect like what I've seen in Western kind of cinema language from these movies. And so the times I've kind of watched these movies, they've kind of like thrown me a little bit. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but I think multiple watching will probably endear me to them more than, I've only seen some of these movies. I've only seen all these movies once, right?
Same here. That's the problem.
So that's how I'm kind of coveting or framing my answer.
Yeah.
I would say like Princess Mononoke reminds me a lot of Nausicaa. Like I think they're akin, like both in story wise and both in like themes and stuff like that. But it might be recency bias and all that kind of stuff. But I think Castle of Skies is probably the most straightforward of all the movies I've seen. Yeah. And I really like it a lot.
It's just a really fun, action-filled movie. Yeah. Just really, really cool. But yeah, I mean, I literally might go home and watch Spirited Away in the next 2 weeks and be like, no, this is the best, But yeah, maybe it's recency bias and the fact that I haven't seen Spirited Away in like 20 years. Yeah. But yeah, Castle in the Sky is awesome. So
yeah. I'm with you on that.
Both of our favorites at this time.
Yeah, at this time.
The Studio
Mark
Ghibli
our
movies.
words.
Yes.
But this is
Subject to change.
Yeah. But this
Offer
is
void in Tennessee.
this is your turn. You tell us what your favorite Studio Ghibli movie is and why. If you're watching us YouTube, leave a comment below. Let us know. Start a discussion there. Or if you're listening to us on your audio podcatcher of choice, shoot us an email. Let us know. realshame@gmail.com. We're curious. What are your favorite Studio Ghibli movies and why? And
for sure,
we will definitely add some more of these to watch in the near future.
And is it Ghibli or Ghibli?
Yeah. Let us know the correct pronunciation.
He says potato, I say potato. He says Ghibli, I say Ghibli.
That's right. What else do I always say at the end of these? Like, share, subscribe, do all that kind of social media, blah, blah, blah stuff that we always ask you to do because it really does help spread the word of the show, and we really do appreciate that. Follow us on social media. We're at Real Shame on Instagram. And stay tuned next week as we next week's our 150th episode, right?
Ooh, it sure is. We've got a special one.
We got a special one, and they're movies I haven't seen. And if you've seen our trailer for the show on YouTube, you might get some clue of what we're going to watch. But stay tuned, and you'll find that out next time. And we'll see you soon, guys. Bye.